Today is April 8th, 2022, and this is your Mortgage Champions Mixdown. Is your email client the first icon you click on in the morning? Well, there's a good chance you're sabotaging your morning routine and losing hours of productivity every single day. This week, we're breaking down 4 pillars of a successful morning routine for sales teams, and today, specifically, we're diving into a topic that will validate some, enrage others, and assuredly spark some conversation around the water cooler: why you should never start your day in your inbox. Look, the research is clear. Email is killing productivity. It doesn't take much more than a Google search to find a growing deluge of articles, videos, podcasts, even peer-reviewed research papers decrying email as a leading detriment to productivity, camaraderie, even individual employee well-being. A couple of titles that caught our attention are How Email Made You Less Productive by Forbes, Why Your Inbox is Your Enemy by Inc., Email is Killing Productivity, New Research Finds by IT Pro, 3 Reasons Internal Email is Hurting Your Team's Productivity by Structural, and How Banning Email Can Boost Productivity and Work Satisfaction by Get Happy. Suffice it to say, experts agree that email is often a productivity black hole, but what can we do about it? If you're like the far majority of loan officers, email is the primary form for your company's internal communications and perhaps second only to your phone for external communication. Look, the bottom line is, like most loan officers, you probably aren't in a position to buck email altogether. But that doesn't mean you can't approach your inbox strategically and change the way you communicate to aid productivity rather than undermine it. So what are recommendations for putting email in its right place? Well, they're threefold. 1, never start your morning responding to emails. 2, leverage other tools to communicate efficiently. And 3, change the way you manage your inbox. So let's dive into those now. First and foremost, we have to say, to start, no sales leader starts their day responding to emails. Look, throughout the week, we've referenced a list of morning routines shared by sales leaders our team has compiled in order to uncover the essential components of an effective morning routine. Well, one thing that we noticed about every routine we found is that none of them started with email. Not one. In fact, only one even mentioned it, and that was a sales leader who personally emails recent clients to ask about their experience and identify opportunities for improvement before the day really gets underway. Needless to say, if no sales leader starts their day in their inbox, neither should you, and for good reason. All you're likely going to find in your inbox are problems, which, while needing to be dealt with at some point, will always derail your day if you dive into them first thing. Look, don't be lured into reacting to your inbox. Start your day by proactively attacking your most important must-dos. I think it's easy to fall in the trap of forgetting that there are more ways to communicate than just email. In fact, in today's world, there are a lot more. Look, recognizing that compliant communication isn't the same for every originator, I'd still hazard a bet that most loan officers are either not utilizing or underutilizing several forms of communication that are available to them and or their team, and that's a shame. We're familiar with the big 3: in-person meetings, phone calls and voicemails, and of course, email. But what about messaging, video conferencing, video messaging, systems notifications, push notifications, and social media, just to name a few? Taking the time to think through the communications you send to your average customer, colleague, or partner, and assigning each to the optimum channel available to you can illuminate new, more efficient, possibly even more engaging ways to share information than just an email. Look, let's be honest, clearing that little red icon is probably costing you more time than you probably know. Researchers have found on average that, quote, it will take you 64 seconds to return to work after checking your email. That equals to hours of lost productivity per day, end quote. Ouch. While that stings to share, it's important to note that surveys of managers and executives show that very few business leaders think that eliminating email altogether is a good idea, which really leaves one option: changing the way that we use email. Now, maybe you're one of the smart ones who's already answering emails in scheduled blocks, or sending automatic replies throughout the day, or leveraging tools like automation, prioritization, and foldering to minimize the time needed to reach that coveted quote-unquote inbox zero. Or maybe you're like the rest of us and respond to emails as soon as they come in, losing untold amounts of productivity and lost time, and resigning yourself to feeling perpetually behind. Well, in that case, the first step towards freedom is, as you know, recognizing that we have a problem, and then disabling email notifications for select windows throughout the day to focus on the work that really matters. I know it's easier said than done, but worry not. We'll have plenty more installments on managing email effectively in the very near future. As always, we'd love to read your thoughts on this topic. Email reader@mortgagechampions.com for a chance to have your insights highlighted in a future installment. The Mixdown is a production of Mortgage Champions. This episode was hosted and edited by me, Jake Vermillion. Music by Envato Elements.